Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the featured contracts. And today's contract, Less is More, set in Chongqing, China. So today's briefing. Sometimes we get caught up in kill methods, disguise requirements and complications, but often the best and most sloth way to make a good contract is a good old any method, any disguise. In the season of sloth, let's take a second to appreciate that sometimes less is more. And today's contract has been provided to us courtesy of KO Ats. I believe is how it's pronounced. So today for this challenge we have 4 targets available to us, and as the briefing stated, we can do this in any method and with any disguise, so we can have a bit of fun. So for this challenge today I have decided to bring with me a silenced pistol, some lethal poison and some coins as a distraction. And as always for this map we will be starting on the riverside walkway, and right from the start and off the bat we are going to make our way along the walkway around to the center of town. We're heading towards the town square at the center. We are going to stop off on our way though around about here where we would enter the underground facility. We're going to jump up onto this ledge here, scoot along to the drain pipe on our right, slide down the drain pipe and scoot along to our right once again. We're going to wait just outside this window here where you can see our target is located, and what we're waiting for is the non-target chef, who is the silhouette closest to us. We want him to have his back to us, and his next place should leave him facing away from us. So once he's in position we can duck in through the window, render him unconscious. We're going to hide his body in the freezer just in front of us here. Then we're going to pull out our silenced pistol, stroll up behind our target and plant 2 in her back. There we go. So that's 1 target down, 3 to go. We're just going to drag her out into the stairwell here and into the crate provided, or you can use the freezer if you wish. So with that taken care of, we're now going to make our way to our second target. So we're going to make our way back out of the window and scoot along again to the right and in through the next window, which is the bathroom. And from here we can make our way down into the town square, and from here we're going to run straight across the square and into the apartment building opposite, and this building will lead us to our second target, who is up on the roof. So we're going to make our way up the stairs all the way to the very top. Now the best bit about coming via this route is, even in our suit, once we get out onto the roof we're not trespassing. So just before we exit onto the roof we're going to select our coins and throw one against the wall by the door. Unfortunately there was a skip there, but once we've thrown the coin that will attract the attention of one of our guys, and we're going to wait under the stairs for him. And once he's in position we can render him unconscious nice and quietly, collect up our coin and his gun, and we're going to hide him in the stairwell of the apartment building. He won't be found here. We're going to proceed to take his outfit, and then we're going to reselect our coins and just do the exact same thing again for our target, who is this gentleman right here. Except when this guy comes down we have a myriad of options, should I say. We can shoot him, we can garrote him, we can poison him, we could break his neck, but what I've chosen to do is render him unconscious and throw him off the roof, and this will count as an accident kill and we don't have to worry about whether his body is found or not, and the less bodies we want lying around the place the better. So off he goes, And that's 2 down, 2 more to go. So we're going to proceed up onto the upper part of the roof here. And just by this cage, we're going to take out this camera on the building ahead of us. That will come in handy later. Before we proceed on and across the walkway to the other roof. Now this is the roof above the Chinese takeaway, the restaurant, and where the facility is. Now up here, I will guide you through this, but I tend to make a lot of very small errors. So while you're up here, these cameras, these drone cameras, won't spot you unless you've got a gun in your hand. Then they will spot you and alert people. So we're perfectly fine while we're not armed. Now what we want to do here is basically take out that drone you can see right ahead of us here. As you can see, it flies right over our head. And we also need to take out the other 2 drones in this area. Now because I'm such a bad shot, this goes horribly wrong for me, but not enough to lose the silent assassin rating. It's just time consuming. So we need to take out all 3 of these drones. And there's one that's moving, as you can see, around in a triangle. And that's the one I want to get next. But I keep missing it, as you can see. So I change my mind and I start aiming for the other drone, which is above our next target. Now unfortunately, as I take that drone out, the drone that is moving around in a triangular motion spots me with a gun in my hand, and I have to start running and hiding and moving around and maneuvering around people. But if you can take out all 3 of these drones without the one moving in a triangle spotting you, which is the one you can see just above me now, and it's just spotted me with a gun in my hand, so it will now hover there with that red light, and it's going to attract some attention. So I've now got to avoid 3 enforcers all walking around investigating distractions without being seen, basically. And the easiest way to do this is if I turn left, but I don't know that just at this moment. So I'm trying to stay in the area. What I should have done was turn left, and I could have waited behind some bags or on a pallet just down the corridor towards the building. So I will get there eventually. I will discover that little hidey spot. But as you can see at the moment, I am in constant motion, trying to avoid the cameras, the enforcers, and everybody else. But once everybody does go back to their usual routines, this is the point where I find where to hide. This is the best place to hide if you do get spotted by the camera, because no one comes over this way. So as you can see, that the guard has now triggered yet another thingy where the drone is staying still, but I'm going to take the opportunity while the drone isn't moving to get rid of it. So that will again attract some attention, so we will wait here for a little while longer. Just checking that nobody else is entering into the area, because we are technically trespassing. So once everybody goes back to their usual routines, which should be happening momentarily, we are going to select one of the guns that we've collected so far, and we're going to place it just beyond these steel tubes here. As you can see, I'm being spotted as I place the gun. That kind of works to our favour, and we don't end up needing the coins. But we're going to place the gun there. If you aren't half spotted and the guard comes over to investigate, throw a coin and the guard will then come over and investigate. Although he may send the target. If he sends the target, what we want to do is wait right here like we are until he comes past us, past this tubing. We can then make our way around the tubing, get up behind him, render him unconscious, throw him over the building. But as the non-target came and collected the gun, when he takes the gun away, our target is free and clear to be just thrown straight over the edge. So now the complicated section is all over and done with. Hopefully you won't have nearly as much trouble as I did. We're now going to make our way back to the original roof we came up the stairs on. This the roof of the apartment building. We're just going to wait for that enforcer to move away and the camera before we make our way over there. This is where the first camera we shot comes into play, because we're going to make our way on into the building just to our right, which is the homeless shelter, which is where we would normally find Hush. So in here we're going to make our way across and into the door ahead of us here, straight around to our left. We're doing it this way, follow this route to avoid the enforcer in the corridor. We're then going to take out the camera on the stairwell here, and once we do, we're going to move instantly into the next room, again following this exact route to avoid the enforcers in the corridors. And we can make our way straight round into the security room here, and we're just going to wait for our target right there to move away towards the window and pull out his tablet. At that point we can then poison his glass. Normally I would wait around for the kill, but today I am in a hurry, so I'm just going to make straight for the exit, and eventually that guard will come along and drink from that glass and he will drop down dead. In the meantime, we are going to make our way back down to terra firma, the ground floor, using the outside of the building as much as possible. So the guard has now just sampled our poisoned beverage for him, and he is now dead. That makes 4 out of 4 targets. So all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, which we are already in the process of. And I am going to take the moped exit, as it is the nearest one to where we are. So there we go. That is the featured contract that is just been released, I believe. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.